Good evening and welcome to Midweek Vespers here at Plymouth Congregational Church, United Church of Christ in Fort Collins, Colorado. If you tried to join us last evening for our live stream, I apologize that the spirits of Vimeo did not want to interact with us last evening. So we are recorded this, and I hope that you have found it on our YouTube channel. And we welcome you, even though we're maybe separated by time and space. This evening, we are exploring together the theme of hope in the midst of loss and transformation, or transition, which I think those phrases describe our times and describe our search for hope in these strange times. So join us on this Midweek Vespers journey. We're glad you're here. We begin with our unison prayer. So you may join along at home or simply here as we read it together here. Companioning one, we come gratefully into your presence this evening, thanking you for all that is good. Thank you for our creation and our humanity, for the stewardship you have given us of this planet Earth, for the gifts of life. Thank you for your love, which is unbounded and eternal. Bless our time of prayer and song. Amen. Our first reading this evening is a poem from the 13th century Sufi poet Rumi, Jalaluddin Rumi. You may have heard this one. It's one of his more familiar, and I think it speaks about the yearning that we just sang. One night a man was crying, Allah, Allah. His lips grew sweet with the praising, until a cynic said, "So I have heard you calling out, but have you ever gotten any response?" The man had no answer to that. He quit praying and fell into a confused sleep. He dreamed he saw Kadir, the guide of souls, in a thick green foliage. "Why did you stop praising?" "Because I've never heard anything back." "This longing you express is the return message. The grief you cry out from draws you toward union. Your pure sadness that wants help is the secret cup. Listen to the moan of a dog for its master. That whining is the connection. There are love dogs no one knows the name of. Give your life to be one of them. Blair and I were just talking a minute before we began recording about the poetry of Emily Dickinson and how she is able to express her faith even in the midst of her doubt, as if she is saying, my soul, like the thirsty deer, longs for God, and yet I'm not sure I'm hearing anything back, and yet I'm going to keep longing. So here are these two poems from Emily Dickinson. Hope is a thing with feathers that perches in the soul and sings the tune without the words and never stops at all. And sweetest in the gale is heard, and sore must be the storm that could abash the little bird that kept so many warm. I've heard it in the chillest land and on the strangest sea, yet never in extremity it asked a crumb of me. And in a more sardonic tone, she writes, and this one will make you chuckle, I hope. Faith is a fine invention. Faith is a fine invention for gentlemen who see, but microscopes are prudent in an emergency. Speaks to some of our scientists. How do you have hope when you cannot see what we need to see? How do we have a vaccine when we cannot fully understand this virus? And yet, hope is a thing with feathers that sings the tune without the words and never stops at all. Some of you may be familiar with the poetry of Jan Richardson, who often writes in blessings. She is a United Methodist minister and an artist, and she wrote a book entitled The Cure for Sorrow, and it was written after the very sudden death of her singer-songwriter husband in 2013. So from that book, from Jan Richardson, Blessing the Fragments. Jesus told his disciples, gather up the fragments left so that nothing may be lost. John 6:12. Cup your hands together, and you will see the shape this blessing wants to take. Basket, bowl, vessel, it cannot help but hold itself open to welcome what comes. This blessing knows the secret of the fragments that find their way into its keeping, the wholeness that may hide in what has been left behind, the persistence of plenty where there seemed only lack. Look into the hollows of your hands and ask what wants to be gathered there. What abundance waits among the scraps that come to you? What feast will offer itself from the pieces that remain?
Ground of all being,
Ground of all being,
Mother of life,
Mother of life,
Father of the universe, your name is sacred.
Father of the universe, your name is sacred.
May we know your presence.
May we know your presence.
May your longings be ours.
May your longings be ours.
Our longings in heart and in deed.
Our longings in heart and in deed.
May there be food
May there be food
for God's family to
for the planet God loves.
give us the falseness
Forgive us the falseness
of what we have done,
of what we have done,
as we forgive those who are untrue to us.
as we forgive those who are untrue to us.
Do not forsake us
Do not forsake us
in our time of conflict,
in our time of conflict,
but lead us into new beginnings.
but lead us into new beginnings.
For the light of life,
Light of life,
the vitality of
the
life,
vitality of life,
and the glory of life are yours now and forever.
and the glory of life for yours now and forever.
Amen.
Amen. Amen. Won't you join your voices with me at home in our night prayer from St. Augustine? Watch, O Lord, with those who wake or watch or weep tonight, and give your angels charge over those who sleep. Tend your sick ones, O Lord Christ. Rest your weary ones. Bless your dying ones. Soothe your suffering ones. Pity your afflicted ones. Shield your joyous ones. And for all your love's sake. Amen.
Hope shines as the solitary
I'm so glad you joined us for our midweek Vespers, and it was a privilege to be here with you and with Mark Haskinen and Peter Strenning on bass and Blair Carpenter, our cantor. And we have three wonderful gentlemen here, Jim and Dean and Phil, who powered through with us this evening so we could get this recorded for you. So as you go off into the rest of your week, I leave you with another blessing from Jan Richardson, from her book, The Cure of Sorrow, The Cure for Sorrow. And this is a blessing of hope. So may we know the hope that is not just for someday, but for this day. Here, now, in this moment that opens to us. Hope not made of wishes, but of substance. Hope made of sinew and muscle and bone. Hope that has breath and a beating heart. Hope that will not keep quiet and be polite. Hope that knows how to holler when it is called for. Hope that knows how to sing when there seems little cause. Hope that raises us from the dead. Not someday, but this day. Every day. Again and again and again. And the blessings of the Holy One, the Creator, of Christ who leads us into wholeness, and the Spirit who challenges and comforts us, go with you this night and always. Amen.